Since I was very, very young, I've always been interested in maps. If you want to understand my paintings, you maybe have to think a little bit about maps. I've always lived in my imagination, my own fuzzy little universe. People will see a Bhat Boy painting and they don't have to look at the signature, they can tell at a distance. I was born in London, England in 1965. When I was 1, I immigrated to Canada on a ship. My father was in search of a new life. We moved all over. We moved to Ottawa and then we stayed here. I loved it. When I was about 12 or 13, I found I had a real sense of identity because it was the longest that I lived in any place. And as for the way that I paint Ottawa, I think it's sort of how I see it. I have a story, or I knew someone or had a friend on almost every block in the neighborhood, full of all these memories and life experiences. And you know, isn't that sort of what being an artist is about? I started painting nuns in 1995, just after art college. I was living at home and my mom was like, "You're a starving artist and you're gonna do an exhibition about nuns?" When people look at my paintings and they see the nuns, they project all of their own thoughts and ideas about what they should and shouldn't be doing. It's like viewer participation. All I've done is paint this tiny little figure in black and white, yet people think of them all as sort of being the same, but they're not. The whole concept of a nun seems so contrary to me, because I'm so un-nun-like. They entered the language of my painting, and it's not supposed to just entertain you or just be pretty, but it's also supposed to, it should make you think a little bit. Even though what I create is very inventive, it also uses a lot of painting tradition. I'd say that my style is sort of medieval. In a medieval painting, the important things are larger. That's like a long tradition before realism really came into play. They didn't discover perspective until the 1400s. But then if I put a giant goose in the front, all of a sudden it places the viewer in the sky. It gives the painting depth. All right. So I have just written my first book. It's called Ships and Secrets. I completely mapped an alternate world. I spent 20 years doing it and I was like, what am I gonna do with my maps? I needed some way for people to experience the maps. The characters can take you through my maps. There's some galleries you go in and it's like being in a hospital room. They say, no big flying things in the sky. It's actually something that they said to me. And no big flying things in the sky. Can you imagine?